good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, and thank you very much for tuning in for this episode of Glory Hunter, season number 18, and we are in our second year at Bournemouth, and all is going according to plan at the moment. So, little recap for the previous episode. We finished 7th or 8th, I think it was, in the Premier League. The target was to qualify for the Europa League, and we did just that. Obviously, I stated in the previous episode that when I was job hunting, nothing was really coming up. The Europa League is the only trophy that is left in our cabinet that we need to get, and the plan is to do it this season with Bournemouth. Now, finishing 8th, obviously, we needed to strengthen the squad because we're going into European football. Financially wise, we're absolutely sitting pretty. I've still got, at the 10th of August, about 50 million sitting in the transfer budget with a massive wage budget. Bournemouth are actually really well off on this game. But if we have a look at the transfers, there has been quite a few movements going on, as you can see. I'll go back before the tick over because there were a few that left before the tick over, should I say. Nothing too outrageous. Quite a few of the youngsters left out on loan and been sold, but the main one was our first choice goalkeeper. For some reason or another, Leicester came along and put in a bid. I rejected it and he got annoyed. Now, for me, Leicester and Bournemouth by this stage are probably about level. There's not that much difference between them. But he kicked up a right fuss and wanted to go, so I had to let him go for a slightly more improved offer of 17 million, 21 million in total. A little bit annoyed at that, but I did do a lot of shopping before I took over for myself. Takayoshi Ishii was a Japanese centre-back who I actually bought the season previous, and he stayed on loan at Kobe Vissel, and yeah, he's a good Japanese centre-back. Good potential ability. I think a lot of room to grow. If I do end up staying for a couple more seasons, may actually get to see him develop a little bit. Next one, obviously I had to bring in a goalkeeper, and I brought in Rafael Rodriguez, who I think is an absolutely outstanding goalkeeper for the price that I got him for. All the other goalkeepers that I was looking at, I even was looking at my old teams, a couple of old keepers there, but they're just so expensive. But this guy coming in, and he came in from Benfica for 30 million, absolute steal. Another Japanese player, I've got about 3 or 4 of them actually, because the the regenerated Japanese players on here are immense. Tosha Takita, a striker from Sunderland, who the previous season scored 21 and 42, 17 and 38, and 18 and 37, but was previously a Bournemouth player, ironically enough. Not under me though. Bournemouth sold him for 15 million. I ended up bringing him back to the club for 27 because his attributes are they're great. Everything you need in a striker. Really good off the ball movement, technique, finishing, dribbling, pace, acceleration and agility, all there. Good natural fitness. Just needs to work on his positioning and concentration a little bit, but he is a really good striker, so can't complain at that. Another striker that I did bring in was Jacobo Rotolo, who is a perfectionist striker, 5-star ability. I think this one, he's going to be amazing. Unfortunately, got injured, which is a bit annoying, and I'll go into that a little bit more because it's been difficult. So that was before the tick over. There has been more come in, and more go out, should I say. The big ones that have gone were Harapata and Hernandez. Both of them coming over their 30s, both going into the last year of the contract, and both of them did not want to sign. So that only means one thing to me: off you go. So I did raise, what's that, 51 million for them, which ain't too bad for those two players. Got another 8.5 million for Brian Dupont, who was just basically a sub all season last season. Clint Crook, he's gone to Bologna for 12.5 million. Guido Maciel, another 15 million. He's gone. And Nassim Belkhair was another one whose contract was running out and didn't want to sign either. So off you pop. Hence the reason why I've been buying a load of strikers. So he's gone to Inter Milan for 31 million. So 128 million I managed to bring in on this part anyway, and I've spent a fair bit of it, 56. So the first one was Harapata's replacement, and this is Ramao Lancastre. really, really good regen. Great first touch, perfect for that deep line playmaker. So I can't complain at that. And the price I got him for less than 50 million, tippy top. I brought in another defender, Miguel Angel Velasquez, who comes in as centre back, left back cover, can play both across, and described as a wonder kid. Good potential ability, not complaining of that either. And the final one was this guy, and I ballsed it up a little bit. I bought him in as defensive cover. For some reason, we were having work permit issues with him. I forgot about it, and now I can't get him registered. So he's basically just sat on the bench doing nothing. Not even on the bench, he's sat in the squad doing a naffle, which is a little bit annoying. Now, as you can see, we're on the 10th of August. I haven't played any of the games of the season. Schedule-wise is looking like this for a start. Fulham, Tottenham, Leicester and Newcastle, which isn't too bad. Of course, we've got Europa League coming up as well. So, that's potential for league form to dip, but I'm hoping that's not going to happen. The club vision again this year is for a latter stages of the Europa League, top half finish and be competitive in both the cups. Absolutely fine with that. Squad wise, we're looking very strong now. I think that's a very evenly balanced, stacked out squad considering the tactic that I'm using. So I've got covering all the spots. So with that being said, I think we should go and simulate this and see if we can win that Europa League. Nothing else matters at all besides that Europa League. So I'll see you in a couple of seconds to find out what happens. And well, there we have it for the league anyway. League table looking pretty good. Well, as we're checking it out, oh, we got the Champions League next to us. Could this be? Could this be? I've got to have to check it now. I've got to have to check it now. Oh.
Nice.
Beautiful. Beautiful, that is it. The Glory Hunter is done. Absolutely fantastic. I'm so happy with that. And to do it with Bournemouth of all teams and beat Everton in the final as well, 4-0. Ouch. So how do we do? Alright, let's have a look at the league phase. Oh, Crawford. 1 loss, 1 draw. 19 points, that's pretty good. In fact, Man U and Everton were all there as well. Ooh. So it didn't go to the knockout rounds, round 16. Beat Red Star, so that's fine. Quarter final. 3-0 aggregate win against Sevilla, who are usually the OGs of the Europa League, or UEFA Cup, as it was known. Semi-final. Knocking out Man United. And beating Everton in the final. That's so good. That's so good. So it doesn't even matter about our league position, to be fair, because, as I say, Bournemouth into the Champions League for next season. But yeah, that's absolutely fantastic. And we finished right where I thought we would, competitive for the lower European spots. So I'm quite happy with that. It's close. It was close. I think maybe if I didn't win this, it was just a couple of additions extra to get into that Europa League spot, and maybe would have had to drag this out to season 20, but thankfully I don't have to do that. So let's have a look at the squad and see how everybody got on. So Tokita, Nsingi. I'll show you something else before I finish this episode off, because there were a couple of late transfers. As you may notice, Master Antuano also signed. He got 18 in his first season, 15 from Rotolo, 10 from Mosquera, who is absolutely amazing. Nsingi got injured, and I'd said before I simulated it, I'd allude to this. The start of the season, we got absolutely and utterly annihilated with injuries. I think it was about 5 or 6 players going into September, all with long-term injuries. So I wasn't feeling very hopeful, but it worked out in the end. And the fact that I've got 5 players in double figures for goals, and 3 of them are pushing near 20, I think that's very good. Very, very good season. Financially wise, still looking very pretty. 63 million going into the new season. Not that I'm going to need it. So there we have it, folks. All in all, Glory Hunter is completed. Now, the challenge is what to do next. If you have a look at my channel, I have put a poll up of some ideas that I'm running over my head to see where I'm going to go next to finish this off. Obviously, we've still got a few months before FM25 gets released, so I'm trying to think of new things to come along and do new videos for. So please check out that poll and leave your opinion on there. If you don't like any suggestions, leave another suggestion on there in the comments. That'd be absolutely fantastic. But if you did enjoy this video, if you enjoyed this series, please do leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel. More content will be coming, as well as like sort of the weekly Build a Nation series. That's ramping up very nicely, and we're very close to completing that as well. So if you haven't checked that out, go and check that out. I will leave a link at the end of this video for the Build a Nation series to be watched. Okay, and thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Ta-ra.